Welcome to the second of the Getting Started videos in which we're going to present the operation of the File, Edit, and View menus. For that purpose, we are going to use this SMath Studio file. And in this one, we have an area and a collapsible area corresponding to file. I'm going to increase the size a little bit for us to see it better. If I open up this file, I'm also going to remove the panels to the right. And so you have the file menu, which you have available right here, and it includes a number of operations of which you are familiar already. Number one, new page creates a new worksheet. Number two, opens up a browser to get an existing worksheet. Number three, closes the current page. You know how to use those from other operations in Windows software. Number four, saves the current page or current document under the name that you already given them. And number five is the save as, will save the current page under the name that you're going to introduce. Page setup, this setup page for printing. So I'm going to show you that one in a little bit of detail. Page setup. It indicates whether you want to print in portrait or landscape. The typical margins, we'll let that. When it prints, it shows a header and a footer, in which in the header you have the date and time of printing and the name of the file name. And for the footer, you have the page number out of how many pages your document has. And so this is basic information you need to know about printing. And I'll let you try it on your own. That's for when you're printing a document. Number 7 is print the current page. Number 8 will be the print preview. If you want to see, for example, the print preview for this page, we'll go here, and it shows the way the page 1 looks like. That's the only page available, so that's what you're going to see right now if you print it as it is. And if you want to do that, you can just go to the print button over here. We're going to close this down. We have the properties. To change properties of the document, let's go to Edit. File, Properties. And what this is just like if you want to document every document that you do with a title, with an author name, any translation if need be, a description of what the subject is, if you're working for a particular company, and if you want to add some keywords. The name of the file, it's indicated in here. The type, of course, this is my studio file, and gives you the size and the location in your computer. And so that's what the properties is about. And then you have number 10 lists the most recent files for opening. For example, in my case, I will go for the number of them I've been working on. And number 11 exits the program. So that's the file menu, which is pretty well known from other software. Then you have the edit menu. And the edit menu also should be known for you. There's the undo, when you want to undo a recent operation. Redo, you want to redo a recent operation. Then you have the editing operations like cut, copy, and paste, and you can also do a delete from the object. Select all fields. If we apply that one for this particular case, it will select everything that's in here because we have click in here. If I click up here and I say edit, select all, it will select all fields in the worksheet. And then you have the refresh worksheet. If you've been working and you want to clean it up a little bit, press the refresh worksheet. So the edit menu, as you can see here, it's pretty straightforward. For example, if you want to say copy, you select a field like this, and then do Control X for cut, Control C for copy, and Control V for pasting, and so on. That will take care of the edit menu. And then I'm going to show you a couple of examples here. If I want to, like, for example, modify this mathematical entry, I'm going to select 2 + 2 and say Control C to copy, and I'm going to click to the right and put a plus sign and say Control V, and it will just paste that result that I borrowed. If I want to say undo, you can actually just go over here and say undo, or you can go here and say undo, and it will undo the last result. And if you want to do redo, go and say edit, but there's no redo available, so there's not much we can do about that right now. And so these are some examples of the edit menu. Regarding the view menu, the most important function here is the grid. Actually, if you do say view grid, then it produces a grid in the background that you can use to align your fields in the worksheet. You can keep it there for use all the time, and you can always remove it by going to view grid. Multiple pages means that you can have more than one page operating at a time. The output window and the debugger windows are windows that I use in the debugging of programs. We haven't got to that point yet, so we're going to skip those. But if you want to see them, you can just go to the view and say output window, and it will give you this. And then the debugging window is right there. So if you, let's say we close this one, and we go to view and say debugger window, it will select that particular one. And what else? We have always on top. That means the current page is always on top. But again, most of the time I use it more for selecting and opening and closing the grid. And that takes care of these three menus: File, Edit, and View. And I hope to find it useful in your applications of SMath Studio.